Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the race that just happened for the German Grand Prix in the Saxon Ring. Now, before we get into it, here's how it finished. Pecco Bagnaia won it from Marc Marquez, Alex Marquez, Enea Bastianini, Franco Morbidelli, Miguel Oliveira, Pedro Acosta, Marco Bezzecchi, Brad Binder, Raul Fernandez, Fabio Quartararo, Maverick Vinales, Jack Miller, Augusto Fernandez, Taka Nakagami, Luca Marini, Johan Zarco, Stefan Bradl, Joan Mir, Remy Gardner, Jorge Martin crashed out with 2 laps to go from the lead, and Fabio Di Gianantonio also retired. Now, if I'm honest, similar to the sprint, wasn't such an exciting race to say. However, there were a load of good battles in it. If we look at Pecco, well, he didn't get the best start. He was definitely keeping the pressure on Jorge Martin, and he did do a fairly good, consistent race. He was passed a few times, but, he definitely was playing the long game, saving the tyre. Marc Marquez had an absolute brilliant race. Really, really aggressive, but also some aggressive moves pulled on Marc himself. But, towards the end of the race, he definitely had the pace, and with Martin going out, he just passed his brother with 1 lap to go for second place. For Alex, it was a really good race. Also, I do think Alex is kind of a top 10 to top 5 rider, so it's good to see both Marquezes on the podium. Enea Bastianini, he also had a really good race, and he was, about to pounce on Marc Marquez at one stage, but Marc got past Franco Morbidelli. Enea then had some trouble with Franco. Franco was being really aggressive. It was great to watch them battle it out. But again, with that battle, it allowed Marc get away and took any chance of Enea getting on the podium. Franco Morbidelli, it was good to see the old Franco back. Really good fight. Almost is kind of where I would put it. But again, it was really good to see Franco like that. Miguel Oliveira, he never really looked threatening for the podium once the race got underway. You could kind of see he got bullied a small bit. But again, the Aprilia was turning tight. He did look very good. Pedro Acosta, we didn't see much of Pedro this race. It's good that he finished. He has a long summer break now to think about what is going on. Marco Bezzecchi, good to see him inside the top 10. Stronger race, I should say, from him today. Good to send him off into the holidays in a happy mode. Brad Binder, inside the top 10, good enough race from him too. Raul Fernandez, he did drop back, but not as far as yesterday. Did get beat up a few times, but overall good race for him. Fabio Quartararo, not so bad, 17 seconds behind, but again, he is the winner of the Japanese Cup. Maverick Vinales was doing quite well actually, and then he ran wide. Motocross skills definitely saved him there, but again, it was a pity for him. Jack Miller, didn't see too much of him. 25 seconds back in a 30 lap race is not really good. Battling with Augusto Fernandez actually, so kind of gives you the state of play of where he was. Taka Nakagami, Luca Marini, Johan Zarco, they were all battling together with Jack and Augusto Fernandez, so it was pretty interesting to see where they were. Stefan Bradl and Joan Mir were battling between themselves. There wasn't much between them, but again, it was towards the back of the field. Remy Gardner, what can you say about Remy? I have actually a lot of respect for the job that he's done, throwing the leg over the Yamaha, 50 seconds behind them, which sounds a lot, but it's actually not. And he was 30 seconds behind Fabio Quartararo on his first weekend on a Yamaha. I think it's a really respectable thing for Remy. Jorge Martin, well, Jorge was doing what Pecco did last weekend. He was metronomic. He was fantastic. And then with 2 laps to go, lost the front going into turn 1. Now, was that pressure from Pecco? I don't know. Was it wind? Was it temperature dropping? I don't know. But he lost the front very early. Pecco was turning the screw, if I'm honest. But again, it was just so unlucky, and now he's lost the lead of the championship. Not really a good time of the year to do it. For the next 3 or 4 weeks, he is going to be pissed off about it. Fabio Di Giannantonio retired early. It got about 11 or 12 laps in, and that was enough for him. All in all, I thought it was a good enough race, but it wasn't an exciting edge of the seat race. For me, I would have to say there was 2 riders of the day, if I'm very, very honest. One was Marc Marquez, after we know he was battered around the place from the crash on Friday, and the other was Franco Morbidelli. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the race, and who was your rider of the day? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.